Our next question is for you, Mr. Omar. You're first. Richardson is becoming a far more diverse city than it was just 2 decades ago. Can you give examples from your years as a city council member when you advocated on behalf of our minority communities?
I think that's a great question, and let me start by saying that I think the diversity that we have is a strength. You look at our business community, and what you see is business leaders that come from all different parts of the world that are really making a huge impact in our city in terms of creating jobs and really in terms of creating a very valuable tax base from a business perspective. I think if you look at our schools, you can see how many different languages are spoken, and where for so many other school districts that would be something that would be a challenge or a difficulty, our schools have figured out how to make that into an asset that really makes our schools even stronger. The fact of the matter is that when I've had an opportunity to advocate, it hasn't been necessarily for one group or another, but instead for the entire community. It turns out that people of all ethnicities care about having the very best schools they can have. And that's one of the reasons why I got involved with the RISD Excellence in Education Foundation, creating a 5K that could help them raise money and make a difference. People care about crime. People of all ethnicities, they want safe streets. And that's one of the reasons why I'm so proud that both the police and the Fire Association have stepped up and said, this is the kind of leader we want. Someone who is focused on making our streets the very safest they could be. So on one issue after another, what you'll find is that people of all ethnicities care in many cases about the exact same things. And as a leader, what's important is to figure out how to find those common binds and really help those move forward. And that's the kind of leader I've been and the kind of leader I would be as your mayor.
I think one of my favorite things about our community is the diversity. And I will say the diversity is not just based on ethnicity. What is great about this community is you've got original residents and you have those young folks who have just come to our city. And so I think the challenge as a leader and as a council, quite candidly, is to be able to continually recognize that diversity takes all sorts of forms and that we have got to continue to support and provide services for all residents in Richardson, whether it be based on their ethnicity, their age, the male-female. There are just so many different things that we've got to do, and it's a challenge. I think that the fact that one of the things that I will talk about as my platform, for lack of a better word, is you'll see me advocating for strong neighborhoods. And when I talk about strong neighborhoods, I don't think that every single neighborhood needs to be the same. I think it's wonderful that we have diverse communities that reflect the makeup of the people who are living there. But the one thing that those communities all have in common is the fact that they want to have housing stock that meets their needs. And again, this is going to apply to the young person straight out of college, that family, and even that senior citizen who is on a fixed income. So we've got to continue to provide housing stock that meets the diverse needs of our community and the diverse interests. We've got to continue to support our public school systems because it's a statistic that's thrown around a lot, but there's something like 92 languages spoken in our ISD. What a wonderful opportunity for our students and for our children. I love that. And so I think that we've got to continue to look as a council at ways of engaging all of those different communities in our city and to involve them in leadership roles.
Mr. Omar?
I think one of the things that was just kind of brought up was this idea of housing stock and really how that meets our diverse needs or what's becoming an increasingly diverse city. And I think from my perspective, again, us trying to adjust housing stock based on what's going on from a diversity perspective, whether it be ethnic or anything else, is probably the wrong way to go about things. As mayor, what you'll see me do is you'll see me be focused on making sure that we are marketing our city in such a way that people will want to come and live here. And make sure that we are considered one of the very best cities to move to. It's frankly, and I got to plug both fire and police, and we might as well talk about the fact that the realtors have come forward and endorsed me because they see me as the kind of leader that will know exactly how to be able to advocate about our city, to be able to speak about our city, and to get people excited about the potential and ability to be able to move to a city that is as great as Richardson is.
And along the lines of specifically advocating on behalf of the diverse communities, I think the thing that we've got to do better as a community is to communicate what's going on there. Every single weekend, you will find cultural events all over this community that represent many, many different opportunities for our residents to learn about communities that they aren't daily exposed to. And so, as a council, I think the original question was, what have we done? You know, I've been active. I've gone to all those things. I've taken my children. I've advertised it on my Facebook, and I've encouraged others to come out and see the wonderful, diverse community that we have. DFW Chinatown is one of our best assets, and it's a place that people from all over the Metroplex seek and come to. I think there's lots of DFW Chinatown opportunities in this community, and as a councilman, and more importantly as the mayor, you will see me communicating that those places are there and marketing Richardson as a place to enjoy cultural experiences.